Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video and another 2023 updated beginner's guide for all of you new players out there. So today we're going to be talking about gear, which I know is a very, very big thing. It's like the beginning game kind of EP wall as far as clearing new content, harder content, and it is very, very important throughout the game. So having a clear understanding of how gear works and what you need to do with gear is going to help you immensely. Now, I already have probably a bunch of guides out on gear already, but they're kind of old and probably quite long. So we're going to do this as succinctly and in depth as possible. So each unit has gear that they need. You can exchange the gear off one unit to another without harm. It is not locked onto them. But as you can see, this is the new Shinsha that came out this month, right, as of October 2023. You can see here, the equip expertise is a lance, so I have a lance attached to her. She is also a water character, which means I have a water lance attached to her. I have a water jacket attached to her. This is very important as far as getting your units geared out, because you want to match the element and you want to match the weapon type and the element to a specific character. So Shinsha's water, she uses a lance. All right, we made her a water lance. Kazuma, right, because we have a bunch of water units. The Shuna uses a claw, so we gave her a wind claw because she is also a wind character. She has a wind jacket, so she needs, because she's a wind unit. The Shizu, this Rimuru, Raphael, who would you want to be? Uses a sword, space sword. Would have a space jacket on if I had it equipped. So you want to do that, but these are end game kind of thing. These are high quality weapons, right? As a new player, you're not going to start out with using those. So we go into the forge and we forge gear. So don't worry about these. Don't worry. Anything that says Valor, don't worry about it. Ignore it. It doesn't exist. So we go into the weapons tab and we have the Book of Elemental Magic. This is your very first, most basic weapon item, and you need this. This is like 1 star. You put it on anybody. It has no specific thing. It has no additional equipment effect. The game, I'm pretty sure, forces you to make this, so at least you have an understanding. But this is like the beginning tier, low tier gear, right? You can make that. You can make the armor, the iron plate, the same thing. And then the silver bracelet, again, it is the low tier gear for very, very basic starting out. It takes magic ore and this low tier small magic feather, which you can get from clearing story event. You can get it from the Crucible low stages. You get it from doing pretty much anything, right? So you want to make these starting out. And since you have 10 units on your team, if we'll take a look at assigned troops, 10 units, you'd want ideally 10 pieces of gear. So 10 different jackets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different weapons, 10 different accessories. That's going to take you a hot minute. So don't try and rush it. I would focus mainly on your damage units first to have that kind of gear because you want them to survive, because you want them to be able to kill the stage, and then focus on everything else. Make sure that your front line 5 have their gear before their supports, because the support gear gives good stats, but not as much as the main line unit. So make their gear first. Moving on, once you've maybe completed a few stages and you have access to like the middle quality gear right here, you have higher quality Magic Fang. This is where things start to get specific because there are now Book of Magic Spirit. There is the Iron Fist. There is the Large Hammer or the Warhammer. So based on what unit you're using, you can make that beginning piece of gear. So the book, like I was talking about earlier, is good for people that need to use a book. Okay, even if it's basic starting. But like Shinsha, she needs a lance. So you would make her the very basic spear. It takes the same materials, but she wants a spear because she'll get that little extra 10% damage buff. And then when you're, a little further on, you can make a trident with higher quality stuff. And the same thing goes for the great sword. Start with the claymore, move up to the buster sword, the normal sword, the katana, wakizashi, or ninja sword, and then so forth and so forth. And then the jacket, pretty much the iron plate and sorcerer's robes are the only options until you get to the high quality stuff, which we'll talk about in a second. The accessories are, again, they're universal, right? Silver bracelet, no equipment effect, doesn't matter. None of the units have like a special thing where if you have the verdant green necklace or the ultramarine bangle, they get extra stuff. That doesn't really matter. They just give HP. Now, the high quality stuff gives an additional effect, but it is not limited to a unit being equipped to. It just gives you 10% poison evasion or stun evasion. So the accessories you can make willy-nilly, it doesn't really matter, just that gives HP, and they are universal. You can flip them off anybody and put them on somebody else, and it'll have the same effect regardless. If you make a piece of gear, and we'll make a low tier, let's see. Well, you know what? We'll make a lance for Soka, or for Shinsha. Let's make a low tier lance. So we'll forge the lance. Congratulations, you have a 65 attack lance. Alright, let's go to the enhance feature now. You have the new lance. You have all these buttons. What the fuck do they do? I'm gonna tell you. Level up is very easy. It levels up your lance. Level 2 to level 10. And you can do that all the way into level 10. And use gold to level it up, and grind stones, which you get also from completing quests. Now it's level 10. Do you want to evolve the weapon? So it's capped at 1 star level 10. By evolving it using more materials, you could then get it to 2 star, which raises its cap to 20, and then 30, and then 40. And obviously the attack stat gets stronger and stronger as you go along. So yes, let's evolve it to level 20. So now it got a little bit higher, a little bit of a bump right there. It's now level 12 because we had some leftover XP from the last time. So 26 exceeds limit. This carries over into its next evolution. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, had to sneeze there. But this carries over. So this, if we do this and level up to level 20, if we evolve it again, which now it takes the higher quality stuff now to get it to level 30, we'll do this, and you can see it's level 20, but it's now level 21. Because of that carryover XP, it does apply after the fact, which is nice. So sometimes you can get a massive success and you get a whole bunch of XP and you level it up and you awaken it, and it doesn't need to be leveled because it got all that previous XP and it's all ready to go, which sometimes works out in your favor. Now, if we were to max this one out right here, it is be level 30 and we can do it one more time. Now it needs these special hammers. These hammers are going to come from Conquest as an early game person. So Conquest right here, Flaming Demon, whatever, you can see that we're getting grindstones, we're getting hammers. So if we go to info, grindstones right here, we get the magic feathers and stuff, we get the ore, and we also get the bronze hammers. The higher difficulty you go, it drops better quality things. So now we have bronze, silver, and gold hammers down here. The second stage of every conquest gets you a free elemental jacket alongside starting to give you silver hammers. So attempting to clear the second stage is good as far as getting a high quality piece of jacket, which will help out pretty much anybody. And it is specific to fire. This one is specific to water units, so forth and so forth. But this is your primary location where you're going to acquire your hammers. You can play these stages, you can parallel process them overnight if you want, and just get a bunch of materials when you wake up in the morning. But you will need hammers to do gear. So let's go ahead and evolve this spear right here using that hammer. And now it is at level 40. And now we can level it up one more time to level 40 is the cap. So now we have this Reforge button. Right? You see that the attack is between 201 and 220. It currently is at 201. So we want maximum power. We need to reforge this weapon so we can get it to 220. And you do that by using all of your magic materials, mostly the ore, because it's probably the most abundant thing you're going to get. So we can reforge this using 1 ore, and there is a chance that it will level up. Great success. Awesome. It went up to 213, okay? But it's still not 220. So you're going to have to do this over and over and over and over until it hits that 220 mark. Now, it does have a pity on it, so if you reforge it 10 times and it doesn't level up at all, then it will automatically level up after the next time. So we can try again right here. 1 ore. All right, we got a massive success. If you get a massive success, that means it is fully leveled up. It's at 220 now. It is capped out. So you have to do that for all of your gear, no matter what level it is. You do have to reforge that specific piece of gear to get the most usefulness out of it. And the higher levels you are, the higher quality weapon it is or piece of gear, it will take more of those materials. So now we have this button called Awaken. So we've leveled up the spear from level 1 to level 40. We've evolved it, which raises its cap from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. We've reforged it to ensure that it has the max attack stat. And now you can awaken it, which requires these flames that you get from the Tower of Isis or login or other missions. But what this does is that it will then awaken the weapon into a awakened 1 star, right? Awakened 4 star, I guess, if it is what you want to do. I really, 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 really don't recommend you do this on low tier gear. Really don't recommend that you do it. Awakening should be reserved for high tier 3-star weapons and stuff. So if we go to Forge, once you're clear of the whole beginning stage, once you're able to make these materials, these high quality stuff, these 3-star mats, which require ore, the high quality fangs, and now cores, magic core, which you also get from Conquest. So Conquest, Flaming Demon, click into this fire thing right here. You're going to need this if you want to make specific fire gear, or water gear, or light gear, or space gear. It's going to take those magic cores right here, plus the high quality stuff, plus the hammers. So if we go into Forge again, and we make, let's say, a water jacket for Shinsha, right? It's going to need the magic ore, the high quality magic hide, and it's going to need 1 water core. So let's, actually, who do I need gear for? Let's make it so I can actually use it. List. Armor. Rarity. I think I need fire armor. Let's make a fire gear. So, oh, no, wrong button. So we'll go to Forge, we'll go to the armor, and we'll go down to the Mantle of Blazing Flames. So, ore, hide, and fire core. 3,000 coin right here. So we'll make that. And then, there we go, defense 232. But, if we go down into enhance, that is not the cap. So if we want to reforge it, it's between 232 and 317. So I'm on the very low end of defensive stat right now. I want the most out of it. So we're going to go ahead and reforge. You can see it takes 3 of these now versus 1 for that beginning piece of gear. And we're going to reforge. Okay, we got a success. It went up to 251. It's still not 317. The game makes this a little bit easier for you by you can hit use all and it will reforge until it hits that 317, which if you get lucky, it takes 1 or 4. If you get unlucky, it can take 30 and it can take a fuck ton of these resources. It's not fun, but we're going to do it anyways. So here it took, there you go. It took 37 attempts. 37 attempts to get it up to the max thing. Not great. Took me down, 100, about 100 of those magic ores. Thankfully, I have a lot of them. You may not, so things could be unfortunate. But there we go. It's now capped out. Now we can level it up, and we can evolve it from level 1 to level 30. And now, to take it to 40, it's going to require ore, hides, fire core, and hammers. So we got to do that. We got to do it all over. See, right there, it's already level 39, right? Because we had a massive success from the last time I leveled it up, and it carried over. So now, I don't really need that much to get to level 40. So I can just use this. And then we awaken it again into level 50. And then we got to level it up to level 50. And then we got to level it up to level 60, which is the final one, which now takes gold hammers. So now, this jacket is as strong as it's going to be as of right now. So this is what you want to have as a mid-game player, is fire jackets on your fire units, water jackets on your water units. You want to have specific, fire spears on your fire spear people. You want to have space claws on your space claw units. You want to be working towards that. And then in the end game, you will be awakening the gear, but we're not going to get into that because you're not going to be able to do that as a new player. That's end game kind of stuff. But you want to focus on gearing out your units in the way they want to be. So this Wind Hinata, you want to make her a Wind Katana at 6-star. You want to make her a Wind Jacket at 6-star. You want to get her a 6-star accessory of some type. It doesn't really matter. But then this Dark Milim, she wants a Dark Katana, so make her a 6-star Dark Katana. Do I have one of those that are just kind of chilling around? No, I don't. But you want to make it for her. So, Dark Katana, she's a Katana unit, she's a Dark unit, give her that. She's a Dark unit, she wants a Dark Jacket. And you want to play like that for the entire game. You don't have to make 1,000 goddamn sets because any Wind unit can use a Wind Jacket. And if they happen to use the same weapon, then that's even better. So, let's see. What's a good example? So, my Space Milim right here, right? She uses a fist, and she's a space unit. So we made her a space fist and a space jacket. Well, is there another unit that can use a space fist and a space jacket? Yes. Yes, there is. This Violet right here uses a space fist. So we could just yoink that weapon off of Milim, and there's no issue right here. So boom. Currently being used, now it's Violet's. The space jacket was already there. It is interchangeable as long as, you use the same type of weapon for them. You could put a light book on her, but it's not going to get any bonus because Violet doesn't want a book, and this is a light book, and Violet is not light, she's space. So you can use other typing of weapons, but you get the most bang for your buck out of using the specific element and the specific type. So you want to be geared towards that. But hopefully that's a beginner's guide to gearing and how to at least level up gear and make gear. If you have any additional questions, let me know in the comments below. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.